Hi guys, today I decided to start a channel, so I think I'm going to call it OffroadTalks. So basically what the channel will be is me alone, or sometimes with someone else, maybe like a hot seat kind of thing. We'll be here talking about things happening in Kenya and maybe sometimes talk on matters going on in the rest of the world. So today's topic is, okay, first of all, I have no idea where I am. I'm just driving around. The last town I passed by was called Q. It's in the Makueni area on the side of the Masais, not the Kamba side. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm trying to find my way back, so you guys are keeping me company and helping me not be stressed about getting lost. Okay, so today's topic is going to be about the job situation in Kenya, and I chose this topic today because it's what I'm going through right now, and most people my age are going through. So yeah, the thing is, here in Kenya it's a bit difficult for I don't know if I'm Gen Z or millennials. I've never really understood. So like guys between 22 and 35, I guess that's where my age bracket is. It's a bit difficult for us to find jobs because it doesn't matter what your credentials are, how educated you are, how smart you are. In Kenya it's a bit difficult to find a job if you don't know people, you don't have connections. So that thing really frustrates me, and I'm pretty sure it frustrates people my age. Let me use an example of the aviation industry in Kenya. Recently there've been a lot of pilot deaths and a lot of crashes, and I owe this into like just underqualified people being hired. Because I once did an internship at a certain company in Kenya, and I won't name names because that's not how I roll. I ain't no snitch. Okay, so the thing is, I worked there, and some of the chief engineers were not really that smart. They didn't really know what they were doing, and it was a bit embarrassing because I was still in school and actually knew more about the aircrafts than most of these older guys. And some of the young guys who were there, some of them were girls. Okay, I wouldn't really diss them, but they weren't really smart people, and the only reason that they had jobs there was because they were either attractive or they knew someone. And basically what they do when they come to work every day is just clean bolts, wipe the aircraft seats, which is, I don't understand why someone should be given an opportunity if they aren't really qualified and don't really have a passion for the job they've been employed for. Okay, so it's not only in the aviation industry, it extends to other industries as well. Actually, it's most industries in Kenya. So like I have a friend he has 2 degrees, and both of the degrees are in engineering courses, and one of the courses, or one of the specialties, he has a master's in. So my friend is now working. He's not really working, I wouldn't call it working. He's hustling, he's trying to stay afloat. What he does is he sells smokies and mandazis along Thika super highway. So it really pisses me off because I see people who aren't really educated in positions that require a lot of specializing and knowledge. I have nothing against people who haven't really furthered their education, because to like start businesses doesn't really require education. But what pisses me off is there's industries where just the slightest flaw or miscalculation can cause deaths of people, company failures, but they're busy hiring people who aren't really qualified based on nepotism, if they know someone, and it's really embarrassing. And I really hate Kenya for this, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't happen only in Kenya, it happens in other countries as well. So yeah, I'm pretty much in a similar situation, although mine is a bit complicated and I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but I still will. I studied at Kenya Aeronautical College, then moved to China to complete the course. What I studied was aerospace manufacturing engineering. And anyone who knows about the industry, this is basically design and manufacture of aircraft, which Kenya does not do. Sorry, where was I? Kenya does not do the manufacture and design of aircraft. So what we are mostly doing here is maintenance. So for someone who has what the degree I have, applying for a job in the maintenance industry is going to be a bit difficult because to get like a license, you have to have done the maintenance side of the course or something like that. I never really quite understood, because every time I'd apply for a job, I'm qualified and have the know-how and this is a job where you can, with the basic know-how, you can do something called what's this called, apprenticeship. You learn from the people above you, and slowly gain the knowledge. As long as you have basic knowledge and studied a similar field, I'm pretty sure they should be able to hire people like me. But at the end of the day, they can't. And in this industry especially, if you don't know people, like your friends, someone with influence in the industry, like a friend, family friend, family of your spouse, etc., you get what I mean. You can't really get a job in that industry. So yeah, in my case, I don't really blame anyone except the people who didn't really advise me and my fellow classmates about the course we were doing. Because most of us thought that when we come back to Kenya, we'd actually be able to get jobs in the maintenance field, but that's a different case. Anyway, I'd really hope all these changes in Kenya, and not only in the aviation field, in all fields, just hire people who are qualified, or people who actually have a passion for the field that they are coming to work in. Don't just hire people out of nepotism. This is how industries fail. People are dying with aircrafts. I'm just using aviation as an example because that's what I've gone through. Also, like the piloting program, I was studying piloting for a little while. So what happens is, some kids from rich families will actually bribe the government body that is in charge of the licensing of pilots and all these people in the aviation industry. So what they do is they bribe these people, that get like leakage for exams, they don't really have to study, they barely put any effort, their flying is pretty mediocre, and these are the people who are flying our loved ones in the air. And it's not only in this field, it happens in other fields. You'll find like mechanical engineers who barely have any knowledge, creating substandard products. For example, let's say a sensitive product is like the gas systems in homes. If this plumber doesn't really know what they're doing, they'll leave leakages in the outside section of the plumbing and the inside section of the plumbing, which if the gas catches fire, that's a dead family, it's not really good. And no one is usually held accountable because, as you know, in Kenya, all these things are swept under the rug, similar to the corruption situation in our country. People will steal billions, not even millions, billions of public funds, and when these things get into court, they'll parade them on the news to try and show that the justice system is working properly, and eventually they'll just let them go. So about this whole job market thing, if you're unable to get a job, don't really give up. Actually, it's still ongoing in my head. I'm usually depressed. Sometimes I've contemplated suicide, but what keeps me away from killing myself is the fact that my family loves me. If I did such a thing, I'd leave them heartbroken, like especially my mom. And it's like the chicken way out. Just struggle. If you have no options, just go do some odd jobs, like get a job in the Jengo industry, go sell smokies or whatever. Don't be ashamed. Just go out there, do these odd jobs. Like now I'm trying to get into YouTube. This is just for me to rant, but if I can make a living out of this, well and good. If not, I'll just find other ways to make money. Just do what you have to do. I'm seeing chicks, attractive women going into modeling. People are judging them for it, but if at the end of the day, if you're not really feeding these women or men who are doing whatever they're doing, don't judge people. because the only way you should judge them is if you're helping them directly. But if you're not feeding someone, just mind your own business. Like I see people giving shit to people like Farah Siddiq and Huda Monroe. That's none of your business. If they want to show the naked bodies on Instagram and it makes them money, it helps them feed their families. For example, Huda came from nothing. I once came across this video where she was, I don't know if it was some Maasai song, she was in the background dancing. She's come from nothing. She's struggled, she's got her way up, she has her own cosmetic company. And I'm really impressed by that woman, even Farah Siddiq. At the end of the day, you're not feeding them and I'm not in any position to judge them. So you out there, you Jama, don't feel embarrassed. Go fanya kazi ya mjengo, make your 500 shillings, your 1500 bob. Well and good, it feeds you. If people are ashamed and mock you for what you do, they're not feeding you at the end of the day, and you struggle by yourself. No one is going to help you. Sometimes even your family won't help you. So go out there, Kazana, do what you have to do. If you're out there stripping, well and good, sell your nudes. If you're out there at Mjengo, do your thing. Say, I won't judge you, and other people shouldn't judge you. It's none of their business. So yeah, that's my topic for today. That will be the first video of today. I'm pretty sure this video won't get so many views, but anyone who's watching, if you'd like me to discuss a certain topic, despite me being young, I'm pretty sure I have some knowledge on it, leave it in the comments and I'll talk about it the next time I'm off-road. So basically that's the gist of this channel. I'll be driving out. Sorry, I'm talking too much and the footage is a bit bumpy. My camera, I'm using a phone and I'm off-road. The road is pretty shit as you would expect. So anyway, leave comments there, subscribe, like, all that kind of jazz people say. People say at the end of videos. This is OffroadTalks. I'm new to YouTube. Keep the comments safe. If you disagree with anything I'm saying, tell me in the comments and we'll talk about it. Anyway, it's Sunday here today, so have a blessed Sunday. If you're a church person, go to church, praise God, all that jazz. And I'll see you next time. And have a good week ahead. Peace.